A tutorial by LearnFast Studios.
Overloading and overriding using single inheritance. Let us take a class and main method, and let us take another class. First of all, let us see what is inheritance. Acquiring the properties of another class is called inheritance. In that we are going to discuss about single inheritance. Single inheritance means a child class inheriting the properties from a parent class. Child class is also called derived class or subclass. Parent class is also called superclass or base class. So inherit the properties. Let us take two more classes. My first class is person. In this class I am going to take a variable string and a normal method void details to display the name passed to it. A print statement printing the person name as name. The given name is printed here, and I am taking another class which extends this parent class called person. I am taking the child class as teacher, which extends this person class. In this class I am taking two variables. Let us they be course and qualification, and now I am overriding this method, details method. Let us see what is overriding. Overriding is explained as below. Java allows to define method with same signature in both base class as well as derived class, and executes derived class method when you are calling with a derived class object. That is, the signature should be same as the parent class, that is along with the parameter type, and when we call this method using the child class object, that is teacher class object, it will execute the method in this derived class. Let us override the method, and in this method I am going to print teacher name as name. Now when we call this method using this teacher class object, it will print teacher name colon and name. Now let us see overloading a method. Let us see what is overloading. Java allows to define same method or constructor name with different parameters. Overloading is done within the class. Here we used void details as method. We need to overload this method. To overload this, the parameter should be different. So I took no parameters in this, and I'm printing this qualification and subject in this method. Now I created an object for this parent class, and I also created an object for this derived class teacher. Now I am calling the method in the parent class with the parent class object, this p.details of name. And now I am calling this method with the derived class object. As I overridden it, it will call this method which will print teacher name. So t.details and t.details of the name. T.details is this method which will print the qualification which is overloaded. Now let us execute this. See here, first I called with using parent class object, so I printed parent person name and printed the name. Then I called void details method and it printed the qualification and subject, and I called the same details method using derived class object, so it execute the derived class method with is teacher's name. So in this program we learned about overriding and overloading using single inheritance and what is inheritance.